Hello listeners, welcome to Dark and Divine Encounters. I'm your host, Denise Dodge, and each episode I will be guiding you through two real supernatural encounters, one eerie and the other heartwarming. Life is a mix of trials and triumphs, and I've seen the paranormal is no different. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and follow us on social media for updates. New episodes drop every Wednesday until the season ends. Please note, this podcast features stories of paranormal activity and true crime, which may contain details or descriptions of events and incidents that may be unsettling or triggering for some listeners. So take care of your needs first and always. Today for our dark segment, we are taking you to Gary, Indiana, where a seemingly ordinary house became the site of a terrifying demonic activity. The Ammons family experienced chilling paranormal events, including possessions, physical attacks, and it was even witnessed by law enforcement and medical professionals. How do we explain such intense and documented paranormal phenomena? For our divine segment, we're going to hear about Carl Jung and his profound conversations with Philemon, his spirit guide. Through these mystical dialogues, Jung gained deep insight into the human psyche and the nature of the divine, fundamentally shaping his work in psychology and spirituality. Our story begins in 2011 when Latoya Ammons and her 3 children moved into a seemingly ordinary house for rent in Gary, Indiana. The family was excited to settle into their new home, but their joy was short-lived. It wasn't long before strange occurrences began to disturb their peace. At first, it was minor incidents, footsteps in the night, creaking doors, and unexplained cold spots. But soon, these benign disturbances escalated into something far more sinister. The haunting at the Ammons house quickly intensified. Immediately after they arrived, Ammons told IndyStar that despite cold December temperatures, large black flies swarmed their screened-in porch. And they kept coming back, even when the family killed them. Ammon's mother, Rosa Campbell, told IndyStar reporter Mariska Kwiatkowski, Latoya and her children experienced disturbing paranormal activity. Shadowy figures lurked in the corners and objects moved on their own. The children began to behave strangely, exhibiting signs of possession. They would speak in deep, unnatural voices, display supernatural strength, and exhibit knowledge of events that they had no way of knowing. In November 2011, Latoya, her mother Rosa Campbell, and Latoya's 3 children moved into a rented house at 3860 Carolina Street in Gary, Indiana. Almost immediately after moving in, the family began experiencing strange phenomena. It started with minor disturbances. Swarms of flies gathered at their porch in December, despite the cold winter weather. The family also heard footsteps climbing the basement stairs and the creak of doors opening at night, only to find no one there. The unsettling incidents escalated dramatically in March of 2012. One night, Latoya and her mother Rosa awoke to find Latoya's 12-year-old daughter levitating unconsciously above her bed. Frightened, they prayed until the girl descended back to the bed and woke up with zero memory of what had just happened. They shared that the child's eyes bulged, their voices deepened, and the child sported evil smiles while it was possessed. The 9-year-old boy described what it felt like to be killed and walked up the wall in the presence of a family case manager and a hospital nurse. And the 7-year-old clenched his hands around his brother's throat and would not let go until an adult was capable of prying him off. Panicked, LaToya sought help from clairvoyants who informed her that the house was infested with over 200 demons. She was desperate, and she ended up turning to her local church for some help. As the situation worsened, LaToya sought medical and psychological help for her children, but the doctors and the social workers who attended to them became witnesses to the supernatural occurrences. Seeking answers, LaToya consulted with clairvoyants who told her the house was inhabited by more than 200 demons. She created an altar in the basement, she would burn sage and sulfur, and was drawing crosses and olive oil on every door and window in the house. She was doing everything she could and following all the pieces of advice that everyone was giving her. But despite all of these efforts, the haunting persisted. In April of 2012, the family's situation worsened even more. LaToya's sons, aged 7 and 9, exhibited violent behavior, and it seemed to be under some malevolent influence. One incident occurred at the doctor's office. The boys cursed the doctor in deep, unnatural voices and were thrown against the wall by an unseen force. The medical staff called the police, and the children were taken to the hospital. During the hospital visit, a DCS, Department of Child Services case manager named Valerie Washington, and a nurse that witnessed the 9-year-old boy walking backwards up a wall and then flipped over his grandmother Rosa and landed on his feet. The shocking event was documented in an official DCS report. The police were also called to the house, and officers reported experiencing a range of paranormal phenomena. Their official reports documented their encounters, adding a layer to credibility to LaToya's claims. Captain Charles Austin, initially skeptical, visited the house and witnessed phenomena that he couldn't explain either. He reported his car malfunctioning while it was parked at the property, and he experienced other strange events. Police photos of the house showed strange silhouettes, and audio recordings picked up unexplained voices. Father Michael Maginot, a local Catholic priest, was brought in to perform an exorcism on LaToya. Hey listeners, give me just a moment to tell you about one of my affiliate sponsors. Are you ready to supercharge your mornings? Meet Grateful Earth Coffee, the coffee that not only wakes you up, but also powers up your brain. So what's the secret? 6 amazing nootropics packed into every delicious cup. Nootropics are like little brain boosters that enhance your focus, memory, and mental clarity. So imagine starting your day not just with a jolt of caffeine, but with a super smart boost. So here's the lineup that has been added to the coffee to make it great. There's lion mane's mushroom. Think of it as brain food, promoting cognitive function and creativity. There's chaga mushroom, which is the ultimate immune system supporter. Cordyceps mushrooms, which are for energy and stamina. Bacopa monnieri, which is used to enhance memory and relaxation. L-theanine, it smooths out caffeine's edges for a calm, focused energy. And our last one here is ginkgo biloba, which boosts circulation to the brain, sharpening your mental edge. So start your day the smart way with Grateful Earth Coffee. Sip, savor, and get ready to conquer the day. By using my affiliate link in the video description to purchase Grateful Earth Coffee, you'll not only support this amazing brain-boosting coffee, but you'll also help my podcast, Dark and Divine Encounters, and keep it thriving. Father Michael Maginot, a local priest, was brought in to perform an exorcism on LaToya. He conducted 3 exorcisms, 2 in English and 1 in Latin, with LaToya convulsing and experiencing very violent reactions. Maginot blessed the house and performed other rituals to cleanse it. Before the major exorcism Maginot performed on Ammons, he prayed over her and made appeals to cast out the demons. He named the demons tormenting Ammons during the ritual after she looked up their identities online. Which is some interesting side note, is while she was looking up the identities of the demons and doing research on that, her computer kept shutting down. But back to the exorcism. So he named the demons tormenting Ammons. Maginot claimed that names have power. So when you say them, it gives you power over them. Then, with the Catholic Church's backing, he cast out the demons while holding a crucifix against Ammon's forehead. She convulsed violently and said the pain was as intense as giving birth. Maginot performed 3 major exorcisms on Ammons, 2 in English and the last one in Latin, and that was in June of 2012. The Gary police captain, Charles Austin, said that in 2014 he initially thought Ammons and her family were liars that were out to get rich, but when he visited the home and interviewed witnesses, he ended up coming out, quote unquote, a believer. Despite these efforts, the family decided to move out in May of 2012. After leaving the home, they reported that the paranormal activity ceased. The house at 3860 Carolina Street has since gained notoriety. Paranormal investigator Zach Bagans purchased the house in 2014. He created a documentary called Demon House, where he further explored and documented the terrifying events experienced by the Ammons family. The haunting at the Ammons house garnered extensive media attention. News outlets, TV shows, and documentaries were all covering the story, bringing it to a wider audience. And one of the most notable investigations was conducted by Zach Bagans. He's the host of Ghost Adventures. After he was done producing his documentary Demon House, he ended up having the home completely demolished. While he was there, his experiences were both intense and very disturbing. After he purchased the house, him and his entire team conducted a thorough investigation, and while they were filming Demon House, Bagans reported numerous strange occurrences and health issues which he contributed to being in and on the property. He experienced unexplained physical and emotional distress, including a sudden and severe vision impairment, which he claimed persisted long after the investigation. Bagans also witnessed strange phenomena similar to those that was reported by the Ammons family. This included mysterious sounds, shadowy figures, and objects that would move on their own. One particularly chilling incident involved a cameraman that suffered from violent, unexplained behavior after spending time in that house. He was exhibiting signs of possession, and it was very similar to those that was described by Latoya Ammons and her children. This led to Bagans shutting down the production for the safety of the crew. Bagans concluded that the house harbored a dark and malevolent force, and reinforcing the accounts of the Ammons family. His documentary Demon House captured the experience and offered viewers a harrowing glimpse into one of America's most infamous hauntings. He purchased the house for $35,000 and then demolished it in January of 2016. The story of the Ammons house is a chilling reminder of the unexplained phenomena that sometimes intrudes our lives. We don't exactly know what we're always walking into when we purchase a property or move onto a new space. It's generally advised by spiritualists and multiple different religious practices to have the house cleansed. I highly recommend it if you purchase a new property. Try to have someone come in and cleanse it. It's not guaranteed, but it's a good first step. You've just heard a chilling history of events that reminds us of the darker side of the supernatural. But here at Dark and Divine Encounters, we know that not all paranormal experiences are filled with fear or demons. Sometimes they bring profound insight and enlightenment. So let's shift our focus from the shadows Our next story will uplift your spirit and remind you that even within the realm of the unknown, there can be encounters that offer guidance and wisdom. Join us as we explore the fascinating connection between Carl Jung and his spirit guide Philemon, a journey that reveals how the supernatural can illuminate our understanding of the world and ourselves. Today, we journey into the mind of one of the greatest thinkers of the 20th century, Carl Jung, and his enigmatic spirit guide, Philemon. Join me as we explore some of the pages of Jung's Red Book and uncover the profound wisdom imparted by this mystical figure. In this book, he confronts his unconscious, and from the insights that he finds, he destroys and then recreates his own life. So first off, let's answer, who is Carl Jung? For those of you who might not know, Carl Gustav Jung was a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who founded analytical psychology. Born in 1875, Jung's work has had a lasting impact on the fields of psychology, psychotherapy, and even the arts and humanities. He introduced traditional psychology to concepts like the collective unconscious, archetypes, and synchronicity. A lot of these things, ideas, concepts he came up with have become integral contributions to our modern understanding of the human psyche. Jung's interest in the mystical and the spiritual led him to explore the depths of his own mind through a series of visionary experiences, which he meticulously documented in what is now known as the Red Book. This manuscript, filled with elaborate illustrations and detailed reflections, remained hidden from the public for many years, and it wasn't even revealed or publicly published until 2009. So, yeah. It's a treat being able to dive into it. So the Red Book, or Liber Novus, is a large red leather-bound volume in which Jung recorded his visions, his fantasies, and his reflections over a period of 16 years, from 1913 to 1929. This period began with a series of intense inner experiences that Jung referred to as his confrontation with the unconscious. The Red Book is considered Jung's attempt to understand and integrate these experiences, and it offers a profound insight into his inner world. Jung's work on the Red Book was a deeply personal and transformative journey. He believed that by exploring the depths of his own psyche, he could uncover universal truths about the human experience in general. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Red Book is Jung's encounter with a spirit guide who appeared to him during a visionary experience that he had. Philemon first appeared to Jung in a dream as an old man with the wings of a kingfisher. Jung recognized Philemon as a wise and authoritative figure representing a deeper aspect of his own psyche. Philemon became a mentor and guide to Jung, offering profound insight and wisdom. Jung described Philemon as a mysterious figure, embodying the knowledge of the unconscious and the collective wisdom of humanity. One key dialogue between Jung and Philemon involved the concept of psychic reality. Philemon taught Jung that the inner world of the psyche is just as real and significant as the outer physical world. This insight became a cornerstone of Jung's later work, influencing his understanding of dreams, symbols, and the unconscious. Philemon is not just a figment of Jung's imagination. He symbolizes the archetype of the wise old man, a recurring figure in many cultures and mythologies. Philemon embodies the collective unconscious, the shared reservoir of knowledge and experience that connects all humanity. Jung's experiences with Philemon also have a profound spiritual dimension. Through his dialogue with Philemon, Jung explored the nature of the divine and the relationship between the individual and the greater cosmos. These experiences helped Jung to bridge the gap between psychology and spirituality, offering a more holistic view of the human experience. Let's delve into some of the profound conversations that Jung had with Philemon as recorded in the Red Book. These dialogues offer a glimpse into the deep psychological and spiritual insight that shaped Jung's understanding of the human psyche and the divine. Hey listeners, whether you're jetting off to explore a new city or rediscovering the hidden gems in your own backyard, I've got a tip for you. Check out Viator. They are a TripAdvisor company. They have amazing deals on tickets to experiences, attractions, landmarks, and activities, no matter where you are on the entire globe. Imagine snorkeling in the Great Barrier Reef, touring historic castles in Europe, or even taking a thrilling ghost tour right here at home. Viator has it all and at reduced prices too. So you might even find tickets to visit the incredible places that we talk about right here on Dark and Divine Encounters. So why wait? Dive into your next adventure with Viator and make every trip unforgettable. Click my affiliate link in the show notes to get started. Let's delve into some of the profound conversations that Carl Jung had with Philemon, as recorded in the Red Book. These dialogues offer a glimpse into the deep psychological and spiritual insights that shaped Jung's understanding of the human psyche and the divine. In one of their early conversations, Philemon teaches Jung about the reality of the psyche and its importance. Philemon says, "Your soul is not only a personal matter, but also a reflection of the collective soul of humanity. The soul, my friend, is the guide to understanding the deeper mysteries of life." Jung reflects on this, realizing that the inner world of the psyche is as real and significant as the outer physical world. This insight becomes a cornerstone of Jung's later work, influencing his understanding of dreams, symbols, and the unconscious. In another dialogue, Philemon speaks about the necessity of balancing opposites within oneself. Philemon says, "You must learn to hold the tension of the opposite, Carl. Light and dark, good and evil, masculine and feminine, all of these forces exist within you. To achieve wholeness, you must embrace and integrate these opposites." Jung understands this as the process of individuation, where one integrates the conscious and unconscious aspects of the self to achieve wholeness. This concept becomes central to Jungian psychology, emphasizing the importance of personal growth and self-awareness. One of the most profound teachings Philemon imparts is on the nature of the divine and its relationship with humanity. Philemon says, "The divine is not something distant and separate from you. It resides within you as a spark of the eternal flame. To know the divine, you must look within and understand the depths of your own soul." This insight helps Jung bridge the gap between psychology and spirituality, offering a holistic view of the human experience. He realizes that the search for meaning in the divine is an inward journey, one that requires deep introspection and self-discovery, and some people might call it non-duality. The conversations with Philemon had a profound impact on Jung's later work. The insights gained from these dialogues informed many of his key concepts, such as the collective unconscious, archetypes, and the individuation process. Philemon teachings help Jung to understand the deeper aspects of the human psyche and its connection to the entire divine. Jung's encounter with Philemon and his work on the Red Book had a very lasting impact. Beyond psychology, Jung's work has influenced a wide range of fields, including literature, art, and religious studies. His exploration of the mystical and the divine continue to inspire those seeking to understand the deeper aspects of the human experience. Carl Jung's Red Book and his encounter with Philemon offer a profound insight into the mysteries of the human psyche and the divine. Through his visionary experiences, Jung bridged the gap between the inner and outer world, offering a holistic view of the human experience. We want to hear your own paranormal experiences. Have you had an encounter with spirit or experienced something that you just can't explain? Send your experiences our way and you might hear them featured in an upcoming episode. You can reach out via email, social media, or through our website. Also, if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, my donation links are in the show description, along with the link to the show notes. Your support helps us keep exploring real paranormal encounters together. And that brings us to the end of this episode today. We've balanced the scales of the paranormal, revealing both the unsettling and the uplifting. So thank you for listening to Dark and Divine Encounters. Until next time, tread lightly but fearlessly, and do not be scared to look within.